Landing tells us she was just trying to get to a Detroit Lions watch party this month when her Lyft rolled up.
As I'm walking, I see him like making faces or whatever. I'm like, oh man.
She already knew.
I can fit in this car.
But believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me.
Believe me, you can't is hilarious. Believe me, you can't is hilarious.
Told her there's not enough room in his car.
The kicker part was when he started to talk about his tires. You know, I feel like that was a slap in the face. That was like my tires, you know, like.
The driver said his tires could not handle her weight.
This had to be like a foreigner or something like that.
Every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car?
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL it's called.
No, I don't never have to order Uber XL.
He apologized, canceled the ride, and left her there.
I'm not supposed to be laughing at this. Wow. I'm not supposed to be laughing at this. Are we still pretending like this shit's not a joke in 2025? He told her she should probably get an Uber XL. And something tells me this was probably like a foreigner, you know, who was dead serious, by the way.
The rapper says she's pretty tough. Dank DeMoss, as she's known at the mic, is crushed by the whole situation.
I just want them to know, like, it really hurt my feelings.
It looks like a Lyft might be hurting Jib Landing.
I can't believe that we keep on seeing this influx of overweight entertainers. I mean, is there anything more American when we look at the state of this country, at least when it comes to the health of this country? Check out a few of these comments. But first, let's read that caption at the top. It says, Detroit rapper Dank DeMoss files a discrimination lawsuit against Lyft after driver allegedly refused her service due to her size. Let's state the obvious here. We're not going to sugarcoat anything. No pun intended. This chick can barely walk. She can barely walk. And looks like we have a couple more videos here, so let's check them out.
It would be no different than a driver pulling up and saying, you know, I don't want to have black people in my car, or I don't want to have Christians in my car or Muslims in my car. It's the
wet slick back hair on this attorney tells me everything I need to know.
Same. Under the law, it's the same.
The lawsuit is filed. Since she posted the encounter on social media, other full-figured folks have reached out saying the same thing happened to them.
Full-figured? Do you mean fat?
Be no different than a driver pulling up and saying, you know, I don't want to have black people in my car.
That's ridiculous. This right here is ridiculous. You don't get to choose when you're black. You don't. But you definitely do get to choose how much cream and sugar you get to put into your coffee.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Right? Am I lying? Comment down below. What do you guys think of this whole situation? Do you think this is actually going to go anywhere? Here it says Lyft unequivocally condemns all form of discrimination, so they had to release a public statement here. It goes on to say, we believe in a community where everyone is treated with equal respect and mutual kindness. Our community guidelines in terms of services explicitly prohibit harassment or discrimination.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What? For what? What you saying?
Yeah, I got no space. My car is small.
I can fit in this car.
But believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me. So, I'm sorry.
Yo, he saw it coming and he said, nope.
What I'm gonna do about my money?
I'm gonna cancel you. You're not gonna be charged.
So you telling me I can't get in a Lyft because I can't fit in your car?
Yeah, you need to order a bigger car.
What makes you think I can't fit in a car?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What makes you think I can't fit in this car?
Because the car is small in the back.
My best friend has a Benz that's newer than this that I can fit in. That's the same size.
When you have to start justifying that you fit into other small cars. My friend has a car just like this, and I can fit. And you know, you know you need to change your life. You know you need to change your life.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't.
So you really telling me I'm too big to get in your car, so I gotta order another Lyft?
Yeah. And to be more specific with you, I got very tired.
What I got?
Says to be more specific, he made it. He just goes in deeper and says, "It's my tires I'm worried about."
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What? For what? What you saying?
Yeah, I got more space. My car is small.
All right, let's read a few of these comments. This is real life people. Top comment here says we're all thinking the same thing. Can you imagine these companies have to fake like they actually care? You know, here's a comment. We're disheartened to look at this driver's unacceptable behavior. You know, they sat around the board meeting, laughed at this shit for about an hour or so and said, okay, how can we avoid actually getting sued and losing money in this situation? And so they're going to probably present this like they're disgusted, but they're not. They're laughing. And to every other person who thinks that this is acceptable, and no matter the size, right? Things you can control, how many packets of sugar you ask for when you pull up to that, insert your favorite coffee drive-through, because they're all scared. They're all scared to be called out here. We're all laughing at you, and you should know that. You should know that. It's time to change your life. Let's read a few of these comments. Next comment here says, she's going to win, though. Is she? Is she going to win? Why do people want to see people like this win? Right? Why do you want to? People always want to reward people who take the easy way out in life. This isn't even the situation where somebody is sticking it up to the big guy, or they've been down on their luck due to decisions that are not their own. No, this is somebody who could have avoided the situation for sure. Now, the comment here says she's doing everything but fixing the real problem. 5,000 likes on that. I agree. Here's another person who says, I mean, in his defense, the car sounds like it was already on a wing and a prayer. A few people responding back with laughing emojis on that comment. Here's somebody else who says, dude was going to make $8 on that ride and would have to spend $800 in repairs. The math ain't mathing. Here's another person who says she really got the clout she wanted. Most of us really don't know her nor her music. She wanted attention and now capitalizing on the matter. I really hope the dude don't lose his job. Yeah. You know, like, we got to stop this ridiculousness. Add this to the list. Add this to the list. Add this to the list of 2025 of things that just need to stop. That just need to stop. Can we stop pretending like he does not have a decent point? Dude looks like he drives a Prius. My car is small. I'll tell you, if that was me, I would also be where 2005 Prius. Somebody else here says she milking it for real. There's another person that says bring back bullying. Bullying, it's about time. It's about time. This next comment just says she's trying to get the surgery money. That's all. Just say that. That man car already screaming for help. You can hear it. I think what I find the most surprising, honestly, about all of this is that these comments are on the Shade Room, man. I don't think the Shade Room is known for keeping conversations like this real. They definitely do celebrate a lot of this stuff. And this is not to pick on this person at all. This is just to acknowledge that it seems like there's change here being made. You know, the mascot of body positivity herself recently posted a photo. And of course, we're talking about Lizzo here. And she lost weight. Have you guys actually seen this photo? It was shared recently. Yeah, this is a photo that I saw. And I've seen her claim to have lost weight in the past. It's the first time I'm looking at something where she's like working out and stuff. And I'm like, okay, this looks like legit weight loss, right? This looks like somebody who's actually losing weight. And when a celebrity does something like this, if you guys remember when Adele lost weight, a lot of the overweight, fat women were attacking and shaming her. They did not want her to improve herself and her health. They thought that she was given into Western expectations, standards of beauty, so on and so forth. And it seems like people are no longer dealing with the BS, and they're just not putting up with this anymore. longer. That's about it. Moving on.
Oh boy, here we go. Things are now starting to get interesting after DJ Academics was recorded on Discord call having a very inappropriate conversation with a 15-year-old boy. Now, a lot of people have been speaking out against Academics and his actions. From rappers to streamers to media personalities, people are coming out and condemning DJ Academics and his actions. Now, some people said, wait a second, you can't cancel Academics. He doesn't work for any major companies and he doesn't have any major sponsors.
Real quick, I just want to read the title of this video. It says, DJ Academics banned permanently on Twitch over grooming allegations with 15-year-old boy. Crazy story, insane story. I have a couple of things to say about this. I think you guys are going to be surprised at the direction I'm going to go with this. I don't typically go this direction, but we have to talk about this particular topic today.
The only way you can really cancel Academics is if those platforms he's on decide to remove all his accounts. Now, today, looks like Twitch is sending a message to DJ Academics. Right now, as of today, Twitch has permanently banned DJ Academics from their platform. Now, let me just add some context to this. This is not the first time Twitch has banned DJ Academics from their platform.
Really?
If you guys watch any streamers on Twitch, or if you guys have a Twitch account, you guys should already know that there's two ways Twitch can ban somebody's account. Twitch can give you a temporary ban, which means that you'll be back in about a week, or Twitch can give you a permanent ban, which can last up to 6 months, or they just might not bring you back to their platform. Dating back to 2021, DJ Academics has been temporarily banned on Twitch roughly about 3 to 4 times. As you guys can see here, the longest time he was banned from Twitch was only about 2 weeks. However, this ban today is not a temp ban. A lot of people have looked into it, and this one seems to be a permanent ban. As for the reason why, according to this Academics TV page on Twitter, which by the way, I'm gonna continue saying it, this page does nothing but put out fake news. They tweeted out saying Academics temporarily banned on Twitch for calling Aiden Ross on stream. The way Twitch works is that if somebody is permanently banned from their platform, you cannot stream with that person. You can't call them, you can't play their videos. That person is officially dead and does not exist to Twitch. And if you're caught affiliating yourself with that person while you're on Twitch, they have no problem getting you up out of here as well. Now, here's why people are calling out that account for lying about the reason why he was banned. The last time Academics was banned on Twitch was because he was talking with Aiden Ross. 3 days later, they reinstated Academics' account. And there's also been multiple streamers on Twitch that's also had Aiden Ross on their platforms.
Okay. So they're not getting to the point where they're not getting to the point that I actually want to talk about here. And it's this video that keeps on resurfacing. I'm seeing it everywhere of him having a very inappropriate conversation with this 15-year-old boy. Now, he asks him a bunch of explicit questions. I'm not going to actually play this video just because if you want to go listen to it, you can on your own. There are a bunch of people out there who are actually playing this. And here are my thoughts on this particular situation. You have a group here, and I'll be honest, I'm not too familiar with Discord, but I understand how platforms work, right? You have people here having a conversation with a minor. And the majority of the men in this actual conversation are adults. And they're having this very explicit conversation, asking this minor very inappropriate questions about sexual acts and so on and so forth. The type of conversation that you would actually think groomers have with the young person who they're trying to groom. But here's the kicker of this whole thing. Here's what's actually insane is during this conversation, most of the men, including DJ Academics, the adult males, while having this conversation, knew that the minor was live, right? And then the question comes with, how could you be so bold? And why would you think that you wouldn't face repercussions? Why would you think that this wouldn't destroy your brand, your image, right? A lot of people really don't like DJ Academics has a lot of enemies, especially after the recent rap feud. This is not going to end well for DJ Academics. And what it seems like is going on right now is he's kind of just letting this thing blow over I don't know if there's like some legal stuff going on and he's trying not to talk about it or can't talk about it. I don't know. It's not looking good at all. I think there's one thing I want to really highlight here about this particular situation. Of course, we have people here who chimed in and have a lot to say. But before we read that, I just want to highlight the fact that if you are a parent, because one of the questions that I had is, why is a young 15-year-old boy having adult conversations with men who are not his guardian? Or if there were women over there, that would be the same thing if the conversations were explicit. He's a minor. And I think this sheds a larger importance on why, if you are a parent right now, you should be very careful about what your kids are getting involved in online, who they're talking to. You should protect your children because there are a lot of very creepy individuals out there. And at this point, DJ Academics has put himself, due to his actions, into that category. I haven't heard a final statement about this particular situation. Oh, and shout out to Ching's Smooth. That's the page where we're reading these comments from. Top comment says, the amount of times this kid had to tell these adult men to chill out and that he's a kid is crazy. Oh, yeah. So during the conversation, as they're talking to this kid, he's pretty much sounding like, hey, I'm a minor. Like, hey, you're going to get people in trouble talking to me like that. He is carrying himself more mature in that video than any of the men in that particular video. Goes on to say they just keep doubling down on their disgusting behavior. This kid should sue ACT for all the emotional harassment I'm sure he's now experiencing, as well as SA, right? Let's see. Somebody else who says, never thought I'd see him go out this sad. Somebody else here added, someone called Chris Hansen already. So a lot of people here chiming in. Here's the direction I want to take this that actually may surprise a lot of you, and maybe some of you may agree, but I stand firm on this. I believe that the only reason this particular situation is getting as much attention as it is because we've got a white kid here. Now, I don't know if he's actually white, could be anything else. He's not black. Now, Chisha, why are you saying this, right? Why did you decide to put your Dr. Umar hat on for this conversation? Well, because I remember a while back when you had this channel that was doing all these kid dating shows, kind of like the Pop the Balloon thing, but they were doing these kid dating shows, and a lot of people spoke out against that, but the outrage was not as strong. Do you guys remember this?
Hello, boo! Back with another video. In today's video, we got 20 girls competing for one special guest.
What good is your bullet RT in the bill when he gets hold, man? I got a drink up on this stupid fit around with this. Hit him in his face. Bill, bro, he'll bitch.
What's your type?
Light.
Light skin.
Light skin?
What? This is weird.
Is it?
Yo.
You sure?
This is weird. And there was something very, very strange and weird about this whole video.
All right, look, I ain't gonna lie, they turned. They back there. They been waiting for a little minute. You ready? So look, how many likes for me on this video?
These girls better be dressing appropriately.
Yeah, my boy, 100,000 on the video.
Man, I heard my boy, man. Let's go ahead and turn it up, man. You ready? Hey, like, comment, subscribe. This is the first ever Kid 20v1.
What? It's not a... And he's proud to be the first one.
Let's do it. First girl? Okay, what's your name?
My name is Amari.
All right.
Lisa.
She got any type of questions for her?
Hey. Hey. What's your name?
Amari, how you been doing?
Good.
Tight.
Hey, RT, she a little taller than you though. Like, you like girls that's taller than you? For sure? All right. So she staying in the game? All right, bet you good.
What's up?
If you are uncomfortable watching this, you should be. There's something about this and any other show that puts kids in this situation that just should not be allowed on any platform.
A line right here. That's a line. But the other girl was tall though. This too tall. But it's two of them though. It's two girls.
What does that mean, sir? What do you mean by there's two girls?
Wait.
Okay. Oh, cry. All right, so look, what was wrong with them though? Like, was it because it was two?
Two girls, two. You're telling them, but it's two girls, right? We're talking about kids here.
Two
tall.
But the last one was a little too tall too. Shit, that's what I think. Nah. All right. RT, would you ever have 2 girlfriends though? No. So like you like one. Okay.
Bro, he doesn't even. The kid looks uncomfortable.
This whole video is very, very, very uncomfortable. I looked at this and I said, I can't believe that this is actually allowed, shown, and people just like allowed their children to participate in this. I think any inappropriate conversations with young people, right, minors, should not be allowed on the YouTube platform at all. I actually have no idea if this video is still up. Part of me wants to look it up, but we're not going to do that. We're going to move on here to the next conversation. Of course, guys, I'm curious to know, what do you think? Comment down below.
He has so many victims and he has done this same shtick over and over and over again. Other women reach out to him who are 18 or 19 or 20. He tries to use and abuse them. And unfortunately, I made the mistake of not having had sex with him. Then he...
All right, so I hate to do this to you guys, but we're definitely moving from one creep to another. The title of this video says, "The Destiny allegations are nasty." Let's check it out.
Threatened to leak non-consensual, illegal recordings of me.
So over the past week, while the world was falling apart, you know, the ice trucks were out, fires were still running rampant, it was freezing weather everywhere. Some big news on the internet kind of flew up underneath the radar. And it involved the internet's most yappiest yapper, Destiny. And I'm not gonna lie, these allegations are pretty damning and they might pack him up for good this time. So this all started on MLK Day / the inauguration day when 2 exposés went out exposing Destiny for some of his wrongdoings and bad behaviors when it came to some of his former collaborators that just so happened to be women. These things involved a lawsuit by somebody in his community by the name of Pixie. And basically what Pixie is claiming is that Destiny befriended her, she befriended Destiny, and through her 19-year-old eyes, she saw Destiny as somebody that was trustworthy. So in some way, shape, form, or fashion, which isn't disclosed in the documentation from what I read, she decided to send Destiny a picture of herself while she was nude. And then Destiny decides to send that picture, that nude picture, to a third party, and that third party plastered that picture all over the internet. Now we
Okay. Listen, here's the lens I want you guys to see this from, because this is the lens I'm looking at it from. If you want to know the direction I'm actually approaching this from, keep in mind that Destiny is the same guy who was fighting toxic masculinity. Destiny's the same guy who was on Fresh and Fit, who they have their own issues and problems, definitely. But he's the same guy on there fighting and championing feminism, being the guy who separates himself from the toxic masculine men. He presented himself like the good guy. And it turns out this man has allegedly been on some Diddy shit. And if you're wondering how bad this actually gets, it gets pretty bad, really bad. I'm talking filming people during certain explicit acts without their consent bad. Right. It's not looking good for Destiny.
Don't know her intent. We don't know why she held this for so long. We don't know what's going on here, but what we do know is Destiny's screenshots do not make him look like a good guy at all. In one of the screenshots, he talks about potentially paying some bills as a way to get in her good graces and hopefully have her mind at ease while she's getting through all this trauma that he caused. Now, he doesn't explicitly say what the trauma is, but this is the claim. He's admitting that it's trauma. Oh, no, Destiny. Now, it's sad to say that this isn't the only time that Destiny has done something like this. He gets multiple accounts brought up against him again and again and again.
Destiny was caught up in a scandal involving a competitive StarCraft 2 player called Blue T, who had tweeted out a photo of his genitals. This was in retaliation for Destiny previously leaking images of her to his friends on Skype, wherein he left.
How does this dude always get caught up in some type of situation where his privates are getting exposed? He's caught on video doing some sus stuff. We know that he goes both ways. There's a video I saw where they were talking about he's obsessed with Grindr, right? Can't stop swiping on Grindr. And then now you have the allegations of him befriending these young women and then blackmailing them and filming them without their consent. Keep in mind, this is the guy who doesn't like the fact that there are people out here who embrace their masculinity, and he believes that's toxic and that women should be able to express themselves and be 304s. Now it makes sense, right? He supports all that hedonistic lifestyle. He supports every bit of that. And it's finally starting to make sense.
Laughed at how, quote unquote, hideous her face was compared to her quote-unquote beautiful body. In 2021, Destiny had a romantic entanglement with a YouTube streamer named Anna Voir. Anna would go on to become known for insisting, often tearfully, that she was actually in a long-term romantic relationship with Destiny, which Destiny denied, painting her as crazy to his audience. It was later revealed that in fact it was actually her the entire time. Anna threatened to post these charged texts to prove that she wasn't crazy and that this was all actually taking place. And in retaliation, Destiny threatened in public to leak her photos if she did so.
If you and I had like or something or traded, like, I'm gonna leak your, and I go, fuck you, if you leak my, I'm gonna leak your, is that like blackmail or is that like abusive? I disagree.
Destiny has a very bad history when it comes to sharing intimate material of people.
So if you guys didn't hear that, he's basically arguing with women who they've filmed stuff or sent stuff back and forth. And he's saying, hey, if you do this and that, I'm going to leak your explicit photos, and threatening people in that way.
People that he is sexually involved with without their consent, and of using the threat of their release to keep people in line. When people speak out about Destiny's misconduct, the responses vary from silence to dismissal to outright threats of exposing their intimate information and media.
Now, it wasn't that long ago that Destiny showed his true colors. Back in 2023, he went through a divorce in which he basically said to the woman that he was getting divorced that if she were to reveal any details of their relationship or anything like that, he would ruin her life. He said that would seem to be threats toward her.
Why do you think that she isn't going to leak or talk shit? Melina will not leak or talk shit about any of this because she knows everything about this makes her look like a fucking satanic demon. She knows that. She's threatened it a million times. Like, I'm going to start leaking everything. Oh, yeah, let's go. Okay, if you really want to, holy because my reputation is already zero in regards to our relationship. Everybody thinks I'm a horrible piece of shit. We want to start leaking shit, we can do it.
And now we see him in less than a year's time with 19-year-old content creator taking private, intimate conversations and photos and other things that were supposed to stay between them. At least that's what she was groomed to believe. And then him distributing them for whatever sick fantasies that he could have. And I don't necessarily want to super give an indictment on Destiny and his sexual endeavors, but just because that's stuff that you may be into doesn't mean that everybody else is into it. You can't
The one question I have when I see a lot of this stuff going on is why is it that a lot of these people we see in the public spotlight are typically into this type of stuff? When I say this type of stuff, I mean, like, what is it about wanting a collection of you smashing a bunch of chicks and you being really, really public and known by millions of people? Yes, people are into whatever they may be into in the bedroom, but having this collection of explicit content, you filming people without their consent, it obviously seems to be something that a lot of public figures are really into. But what's the thought process in that? You're going to get caught. You're eventually going to get caught somehow, some way. And it seems like Destiny does not mind crashing out. I mean, it's to the point now where you have friends of his who are now cutting him off, right? People who I thought what it seemed like were very close to him.
You guys can see the title. I stand behind it. It's not bait. It's not a joke. Destiny's getting canceled, all right? And the reason being this time is that he supposedly had an intimate relationship with some women. And what he would do is when he would film intimate moments with these ladies, record them, he would share some of these with other women he was approaching. In one case, he shared it with a 19-year-old e-girl who he had never met in his life, and he was flirting with her and shared videos of himself sleeping with another person without their consent. Essentially, the 19-year-old gets hacked and that stuff goes public. The person who was in the videos finds out, loses her mind, files a lawsuit asking Destiny for a huge sum of money. And then, it comes out thereafter that Destiny apparently had also recorded a lot of other women while they were in his apartments without their consent. So this has kind of gotten bigger and bigger since. We're back. Me specifically, where's Preach? Preach busy, you know what I mean? Out there doing gay shit with his wife. Me, I'm here for you guys right now. I was up in Africa. Now, if you think I'm going to take my time away from my people so I can go spend time on the internet to talk about white on white violence, you are bugging. And if you guys are wondering where Preach is, aside from doing gay shit with his wife, we both agreed that there's only one woman that each of us are going to defend in our lives. For him, it's his wife. For me, it's a streamer named Destiny, and we got to do our job. So this is my responsibility. I'm gonna handle her. Now, some of you guys know, Destiny is a friend of mine. Okay, and you might be confused why I decided to come out dripped out from my friend's cancellation. You know what I'm saying?
If your friends are canceling you, then things are definitely not going well for you at all.
Looking kind of fresh. And again, this is a fairly serious matter, and people wanted to hear my opinions. And I'll be honest with you, for all the bad things that are happening to Destiny, I don't feel bad. The reason why I don't feel bad, and this might surprise some of you because some of you don't know this, me and Destiny have spoken about his dating behavior for a very long time. We've talked about it on stream, off stream, and I've always been very vocal about the fact that I think he's very dysfunctional with how he handles his dating life,
Right.
with how he prioritizes pleasure over everything else. And I think the root of a lot of these issues in this whole situation is that he prioritizes his own selfish desires over other people's well-being, over what's good for his business and his career. And now it's costing him more. It cost him already some things in the past, and he's always been very much in denial about how it affects him negatively. And now it's costing him even more. And I'm, to this day, not entirely sure if he's ready to really acknowledge the impact it has on him.
Do you think I'm self-destructive?
Yeah. If you engage in hedonism, I would say you're self-destructive. I say the same thing about Destiny. I think he can be self-destructive, and I don't think you would entirely disagree.
So wait, I completely disagree. I don't think I'm self-destructive at all.
Yeah, I think, you know the saying, too smart for your own good? Destiny fully embodies that. You hear a lot of sayings, and there's certain moments in life where you're like, oh, that's what that means. That's what that means here in this particular situation. Too smart for your own good. And I think there are a lot of lessons here, especially if you're on the outside looking in and you see a lot of these public figures, content creators making what you would think is just a really stupid decision. Should show you that being smart is one thing, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you are wise. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have discipline. And it doesn't matter how smart you are, doesn't matter how talented you are, you will never be able to replace discipline and wisdom for those things, which is why I think a code that you live by, and for me, that's like biblical principles, trying to live by certain biblical principles to an extent. You have Proverbs that really encourage you to be wise and show you the difference between a foolish man and a wise man. Having a code that you live by in life can really benefit you so that your actions don't lead to your own demise. And anybody is vulnerable to that. And you'll be surprised how many people are blind to their own self-destruction. Like in this situation, we see Destiny in.
Oh, hold up. I was actually curious. You don't think that to some degree your hedonism doesn't bite you in the
Nope, I think I have a really good engagement with most of my hobbies. I think I do it pretty well. I think that my mental functioning is very high. I think my career is incredibly successful. There are parts of my life that I can improve, but I think that people look at some of the standard markers for trouble and they, for some reason, project a ton of stuff onto me, but I think I'm living like one of the healthiest, fullest lives that I possibly could be.
Delusion. Healthy life. What about now? Pure, straight, unfiltered delusion coming out of Destiny. I did a whole video actually on Destiny a while back. It was like a video titled When Open Relationships Go Wrong, because I think he's been in mostly open relationships, right? Like he likes to watch he would let his wife sleep with other men, his ex-wife, right? A lot of weird shit. And I said, these type of things never end well. This type of a lifestyle never typically ends well. And here we are right now.
Constantly having poor relationships with women over a long period of time, or in other situations, STDs, different things like that. Eventually that hedonism comes back to bite them in the life. And they also recognize they could have invested that time a lot better.
So wait, what do you ask us about this? Like, what was your idea of this?
Yeah, it's not like I have like 100 kids and 5 million STDs and like
No, you just constantly. Okay, I'm not going to talk about it.
Well, you might as well. But no, you drop the accusation. Go for it. You just constantly what? Say it. No, say it.
End this, right?
No, shut
Come
up,
on.
Melina. Shut up. Let him talk. What do you mean? Constantly what?
Hold.
Anything you do in life that's going to increase like your ability to like have fun or do like crazy stuff or whatever is always going to carry with it like the risk of death, right?
Absolutely.
Like you have no chance of dying by falling out of a plane unless you go skydiving. But that's not an argument. It's never skydiving.
But it is an argument against maybe skydiving 1,000 times if you don't want to die that way.
Right. And that's a very good point. Destiny's arguing, well, I like risky behavior and exposing myself to dangerous relationship situations, toxic environments, toxic women. And in this case, breaking the law, allegedly, is what we see. And we don't know if he's going to face any serious legal trouble for this. And he's trying to downplay it, like saying, well, a little bit of excitement is okay once in a while. And ABBA responds back by saying, well, yeah, like going skydiving is cool, but if you do that 100 times, then you're increasing your fatality rate, right? The chances that things can go wrong. That's just a stupid decision.
If you want to skydive 1,000 times, skydive 1,000 times. Like, what's wrong? Damn, what happened to all the self-empowerment shit that you guys were talking about earlier?
I mean, it just depends on whether or not you want that outcome. If you're saying like, oh, I don't want this kind of destructive thing, or I don't want to end up dying by skydiving, then maybe don't skydive every other day.
Yeah, but I'm not complaining about that. You guys are. If your lifestyle choices are like, damn, I would never want to deal with like a crazy girl or anything.
Because Destiny's been skydiving on Grindr.
Like that, that's totally valid. I think it's totally fine. I accept that that's probably true for most people. But like, I'm okay with the trade-off on that for like all the benefits that I get. I like a lot of people. I like traveling a lot. I like doing drugs. I like my stream shit. That's like super fun for me to be like.
I like smashing a lot of people. And of course, he's talking about women and men there. And then he says, I like doing drugs. And part of me's surprised because I saw this. I said, man, Destiny's going to crash out one day. He lives a very reckless life. I'm surprised that ABBA didn't even see this coming ahead of time.
Like, well, doesn't bad stuff happen sometimes, so you shouldn't do it? That doesn't compute to me. Like, I feel like I'm living a super amazing life, and I feel like there's a lot of shit that happens all the time. I understand it might be a lot for some people, but it seems weird to be like, oh, well, I think that you're like secretly like hurting or damaged inside because of some negative outcomes. Like,
or to others, because I think the main thing with this is you have to think about the activity. The activity involves hurting others. Like even Destiny, as good as he is at what he does, probably can admit he's broken a lot of hearts. He's disappointed a lot of women. He's made a lot of people upset. It's not just how he feels about it. When you involve other people in this kind of pursuit of pleasure, other people get hurt as well. I'll stand by what I said at the beginning. I don't feel bad for Steven whatsoever because he knew what he was getting into. He was brazen about it. When he was warned, when he said, hey, this is a bad idea, this is a bad lifestyle, he said, I don't care. I want to have fun. It's fun for me. That's why I like these mentally ill women. That's why I like doing this stuff. That's why I can't keep my pants. It's because it's fun. Well, I'm like, all right, then. When it inevitably blows up in your face, I'm not going to have no sympathy for you. You can be my friend, my worst enemy. I don't give a f. If you engage in behavior repeatedly after you're warned, around and find out, and that's what Steven's doing.
All right, that's about it. What I know is happening right now so far with Destiny is he's really not speaking on this situation much at all. I'm assuming because his lawyers are handling a lot. At least they have a lot on their plate with all the different chicks who are coming out accusing him. I mean, this is crazy. This is really turning into some type of Diddy situation for sure.
So there's a stat on Facebook, and basically it says, men are not obsessed with women like they used to be. Y'all don't find that kind of weird? And to be honest, no, I don't find that kind of weird. So it seems to me like a lot of y'all are now starting to realize that you're either losing value or have lost value from chasing attention. And now that's something that y'all got to deal with, and y'all can't face that fact.
Ocho?
Uh-huh.
Agree, disagree,
like
slightly agree?
I mean, it varies. It depends. You know, I think men are a little bit more now focused on just themselves, you know, focus on work, getting to the bag, and allowing the woman to be the last choice of importance, as opposed to how it was before. You know, chasing the woman, chasing, applying pressure, doing all that. And most of the time, what you have to understand too, is women put up such a front with the chasing and applying pressure, as if there's something that's so different about them as opposed to anyone else that you could deal with.
Looks like Ocho is afraid to serve coffee. Just keep it brewing.
But then when you actually get a hold and you get to learn that individual and you're allowed access, you come to find out, well, goddamn, I've been doing all this chasing for this, but you ain't no different than nobody else. It's all the same. You know, at the end of the day, I think men's focal point has changed from chasing women to more focusing on themselves, work, family. If that comes into play,
Right.
and it's just different now. It's just different now, especially in today's era where we have a lot more women that are in. I hate using the word alpha positions, but
Don't hate to use it. Well, I can understand why he hates to use that word, but it seems like he's afraid to brew. Is it just me? It looks like Ocho is afraid to brew.
they are the men now. Does that make sense?
There we go.
I think the thing is, Ocho,
women are the men.
A lot of women. But see, when you keep saying, I don't need a man, I don't need a man.
Right.
Then you convince yourself. And then you want to be masculine because you think you can talk to, at the end of the day, that's still a man. And I'm not saying, look, I'm old and know how my grandmother and how I saw everybody raised. See, these women today, they talk about, oh, I want to be treated like my mom and my great grandma got to treat, but y'all don't behave like that.
Hold on. Coffee on the nightcap. Oh,
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
let's go.
Y'all ain't cooking. Y'all ain't cooking no meal every day. When my grandfather got home at lunch, meal on the table. He got home at dinner, meal on the table. He ate first. It wasn't no arguing back and forth. When my grandfather said they can, they did. When he said they couldn't, they couldn't.
All right.
But y'all, I'm gonna do me. Okay, well, do you? I don't have to be a part of it. And so I think the thing is that they've convinced themselves they don't need a man until they need a man. And then you 20, now you 45, now you 50. Now your options are limited.
Mercy.
Right. Yeah. I don't think when
Sounds like the coffee pot. Sounds like the coffee, but you can't tell me Shannon doesn't watch the coffee pot. Come on now, or any other place where coffee is served.
I don't think women understand that the options are limited, especially today, especially for what they want. When you look at their expectations and what they expect and what they're looking for, it's very hard. It's very hard to
No,
get.
Ocho, it's not hard. But here's the thing. What you want gotta want you.
Ooh.
See, that's the problem. Okay, you want a guy. Oh, he need to be over 6 foot tall. Oh, he needs to make six figures.
Right.
Oh, he need to do this.
Right.
Well, every time you throw out something that he needs to be, you a percentage, 15, 20%. Whoop. So now you down to 5%. That 5% of the man that you want, that's over 6 foot tall, that has a nice body, that makes six figure, that's well to do. Does he want you?
Isn't it interesting? Like we're at the point now where what used to be a controversial talking point is now being widely accepted on a lot of these platforms. Most people on my channel have heard this point made so many times. And what should that tell you about the current dating market? Well, it should tell you that regardless of a person's status, whether they're a celebrity or a regular person, they're dealing with the same things, right? It's the dating market is a place where it doesn't matter. Money can only take you so far. The women, as you get up there in the socioeconomic ladder, are just that much more delusional. They're dealing with the same type of delusion. The chicks who you take out on dates think they deserve 5-star restaurants. Ocho's fiance asked for 25% of income, the income revenue from this very podcast that he's on. And why did she deserve it? Just because. Just because. It's the same type of delusion, bro. It's the same thing. They're dealing with the same thing. That's why you see the female celebrities, they sound the same. They sound just as confused and deluded of espresso.
Damn. And most of the type of men that they want, it's part of the 1%. Huh?
Absolutely.
So it puts the dudes that are in the 1%, they just get to pick who they want.
It's hard. It's hard for something to add value, to increase in value that constantly gets used. Listen to what I said, Ocho.
You know what's funny?
Name something that increase in value that's constantly get used. You told me about my Ferrari. You say, buy that Ferrari, but put it up.
That's a straight KS point right there. That's a Kevin Samuels line. If you guys remember, that was a go-to for Kevin Samuels. Name something that's gets used over and over again. If you're wondering, well, what gets used? What are they talking about? These women. Used, cheeks clapped, left and right, passed around. You get a turn, you get a turn, you get a turn. All right. Now, after 30 or 40 dudes have beat it senseless, now she's coming to you asking, well, when are you going to take me seriously for a marriage? Now she's ready to settle down, and she's wondering why nobody wants to give her that ring. I'm not exaggerating those numbers. These chicks out here have insane body counts if they will keep it real with you. But if you've heard Kevin Samuels use that point before, he's brought that point up many times. You remember.
A bottle of wine. Philippe Rothschild, Petrus, Camus.
Right. 1942.
They ain't drinking it. I'm just saying.
Wait a minute. I don't even think the chat heard you. Do me a favor. Say, man, let me get my motherfucking paper, because that man, hold on. You're going to have to bring that to me again. Hold on. You think I'm not going to use that? Hold on. Because I'm going to have to use that. I'm going to
Shannon had to have watched some KS.
use that at Sunday service.
That's a fact. And I bet you somebody in the comment section here called it out. Let's see. Top comment here says, social media F the dating game all up. Somebody else here says, to expect someone to be obsessed with you is narcissistic. Let's see. Here we go. All right. Kevin Samuels was the role model men needed. And the fact that people older than him looked up to him as well. I love the value us men are seeing in ourselves. Okay. Yeah. I just thought someone would call that.
Boy, you just dropped the gem right there. And I don't even think the chat was paying attention.
Yeah, because everything, Ocho, I want somebody at least 6 foot tall. I want somebody at least 200 pounds. I want somebody that make at least 6 figures. I want somebody that go to church. I want somebody that like to travel. So you've named 6 things that you like. Okay, you find that guy, but he's only probably in the 1%. So that 1% of the men that you're looking for, is he looking for the 15 to 20% of the women that's looking for him?
No. And for some reason, they don't get it.
So now if he's not, so now I'm valuable. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. Huh? Tom Brady wants.
They know they worth. They know they worth.
Worth is what someone is willing to pay for something. Tom Brady can list his house for $150 million. But I guarantee you, after 6 months, over a year, that house ain't sold. I guarantee you he dropped the price.
Okay.
So now, if somebody comes in and says to Tom, he want $150 million. I give you $100 million cash. Okay, I take it. That's what the house was worth. See, you don't get to determine your worth if somebody's not paying for it. That's what women got to understand. You keep saying, are you buying yourself? Are you purchasing yourself? So where's the value?
Listening to Shannon make these points, you know that this is coming from a personal place. You can tell that he's dealt with this in his own life. Just keep in mind, right? You look at somebody as successful as him. He probably runs into women who think that they deserve better than him, that they're going to somehow find somebody else who can give them more than he can give them. He's dealing with this. Guys, you have to, because a lot of guys sit down and think to themselves, all I need to do is become a millionaire and all my problems when it comes to women will be fixed. Let me not downplay the importance of you not being a bum, right? Because there's this segment here who sits there and goes, yeah, dog, there's no reason because they're going to pick. No, stop. It's not what I'm talking about. I'm not championing being a bum out here at all. I am, however, saying that the only problem that money really fixes when it comes to dating for a lot of men is the amount of options that particular status that they achieve when they make money, right? The amount of options that they're open to. But along with a larger pool of women, you're increasing the delusional women as well. But there has to be good. Yeah, there are good chicks out there. They are. Not somebody here who sits down and says there's no such thing as a good woman. And the men who say that are out of their mind because they wouldn't agree that there's no such thing as a good man, right? You sound like a chick if you look at life that way. You can't have that one way and then switch up the other way. But these guys are just dealing with the larger pool of delusional women, and especially if they're in the situation where they want to settle down and get married. You've seen Ocho there who's might be getting married, doesn't really look like it's happening. At least he should not marry his woman, in my opinion. They're dealing with the same things that you are in the general public to a greater degree. Trust me.
Value is only valuable if somebody will purchase it. I want $600,000 for this tube of lip therapy. It's worth $7. They got to stop this notion talking about, I know my worth. Your worth is what someone is willing to pay for it. That's what worth is. Look up dictionary. Look up worth in the dictionary. As a matter of fact, I'm going to Google it.
Serving straight coffee. That's about it, guys. Of course, I'm curious to know, what do you guys think? Comment down below.
We so used to being the man and the woman in our relationship that
we don't know how to fall back and just be the woman.
There you go. And I know how to make a sandwich. You want cheese on your sandwich? What you need?
Hold on. Listen, this is Cheryl Underwood. She is an American comedian, actress, and television host, and she has a lot of good things to say. Let's keep listening.
Know what to do. I want to pick up the dry cleaning. I want to do what I saw my mama who raised me and who was married to my father. I want to do what they do. I want to be the wife. While I go out and slay a dragon, we back to back on slaying these dragons. That's what I want.
Are you okay being the breadwinner in a relationship?
I'm not the breadwinner in the relationship. You mean any man I'm with?
Yeah.
I'm not the breadwinner in the relationship.
But would you be okay if you were?
I'm not. There's no man I know from you or he got a regular job. He work at a warehouse. He is the head of the household. He is the breadwinner.
Wow.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
That's good coffee.
I will chip in as he see fit because he's the head. Now, this is the way I was raised. A lot of women not going to agree with me.
No, they ain't going to agree with that, Cheryl.
I'm cool if you don't, but...
They're about to tear you up, Cheryl.
Tear me up because here's the thing. Even if I make more money, it doesn't make me the breadwinner.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't make me the breadwinner. It makes me the baby. What you say you want to do what? Or what you want for Christmas? You want a pony? Okay. I got you.
Cheryl, you know, like...
What?
The breadwinner, you know, that person has the larger voice in the relationship.
He's a man. He's going to have, this is what
but what
I
if you
believe.
Got the money, you making the money?
No, this is what I believe.
Okay.
I believe I am advice and concurrence.
Wow.
He is the head of the household. Now, this is how I believe. The word did not originate with me. He is the head of household. People need to start reading Ephesians. That's what I believe. I may be strong-willed. I may make money, but I'm not the head of the household.
I know the modern women, single, bitter, hated this video. I know they did. We're going to read the comments here. Controversial point here. And this is true. I promise you this is true. I don't care at what age a woman comes to this realization. If she genuinely understands this concept, embraces it, and truly believes it, and also has worked on herself, a woman like this has a higher chance on securing a man for a long-lasting, healthy marriage. That's the key there, long-lasting, healthy marriage, than the baddest chick you see out here who thinks she's the table and the center of the universe. She has a higher chance at getting into a relationship with the man, securing a relationship with a man that will go the distance. This is the truth. That's how toxic the modern mindset, modern dating culture, feminist-minded, that a lot of these feminist-minded chicks have today.
But what I watch, my mama who raised me and my daddy, I watched them talk on Saturday morning. And my brother Chris will tell you this. I watched them talk on Saturday morning and they settle the differences and come out unified. I am not the head of the house. I may be an influencer, especially if this man has children.
Right.
Right? I want to make his life better and easier, but I'm not the head of the household. Even if I have access to more money. What happens if I don't have access to more money and we got to live off his money? Then we're going to be eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and fried bologna, because I love fried bologna sandwiches. And I like this fried salami with the peppercorn, delicious. But if we got to live off of that, he is still the man and the head of the household.
Women don't think like that no more.
Well, I think like that. And so, but that's what I believe in.
Right.
There are a lot of lonely people out there, but you know who's lonely the most? Men. Men who don't want to take the chance of getting to know a woman and saying, that's my girl. That's what I'm looking for. You know, so why not? And if you can take me without a wig and makeup, because I look like George Jefferson without it. If you can take that, if you can take the fact that all I want to do is watch the news. I watch sports all day long. I watch news all day long. I watch old movies all day long. But I'm going to do what I need to do as a wife and a woman that love you. Right. But I work around guys. Ain't nothing happening. I don't who I pay. What kind of dumb shit is that? You think I'm this dude over? Well, yeah. Come and get it. Come and get it. Get this money. Get this money. Your job is not over. Come get this money, son. She's not as bad as she thinks. Yeah. He can work at the damn gas station. I know I'm going to get free gas and honey buns and Doritos and all kind of shit if my man work at the gas station. But if a man truly looks beyond that and see what we can build, young or old, what you can build with a woman by your side that understands I'm that when I'm working. When I come home, I'm going to fix the meal. I'm going to fix your plate. I don't eat before a man eat. I did not eat before my father ate. A lot of women go, you stupid as fuck. No, that's just the way I was raised.
They calling her stupid, but they look stupid. Like they actually look stupid. You know, people really, the more I experience marriage, the more you look around and see other married people, especially people who've been married for a while, you realize just how out of touch people are when it comes to understanding how marriage works. Most of the chicks out here who have this idea of the type of relationship they're going to have never ask themselves a question that she kind of proposed there is, well, what happens when you lose your job? What happens if you happen to lose that high-paying job that elevates your standards to this point where you're above all the men and there's no man who's good enough for you? If the way you look at relationships is simply based on how much a man can pay all your bills and you bring your own money, what happens when you go through hard times? Hard times are coming. There are a lot of things that are unpredictable in life, but you can rest assured that hard times are coming. Financially challenging times are coming, and they'll come for anybody. Who are you then? Right? What happens when you married him because he could pay all the bills, but he can't pay all the bills for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years? You divorce. You divorce because to you, A man is a walking wallet. You don't respect him for his masculinity. He's God-given role to bring stability, emotional stability, leadership to the house, a godly influence, right? Spirituality to those children, to be a role model, to show them how to power through hard times, how to build something and not give up. They're not ready.
Respect for a man. And if you are a real man, you will understand. I'm not out in these streets doing nothing. I'm not going to different cities doing nothing. What I want is a man by my side that will help me build. And that's what I'm looking for. And I think there are men out there that I think would be with me.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
As women, we so used to being a man.
Yeah. They are. They are. Just that whole mindset, bro, is attractive today. You know how rare that is? You know how rare that is for a man to know that a woman's got his back through the cold and the dark times. You know how rare that is to find out here. You know what men will do when he knows that his chick will stick with him through it all. That man will slay dragons. He would put himself in the face of death itself for his family, for that woman, if he finds that. And that's who in the Bible, right? That description of a woman who brings what is valuable to the relationship. That's what the Bible says, because they love to quote, well, I'm the prize because the Bible says he that findeth. They're not talking about you. They're not talking about you. They're talking about a type of woman who is a wife, not you with Matthew such and such and an OnlyFans in your bio. Check out a few of these comments. Shout out here to, he actually sent me this content right here. Go check out Derek on Instagram. Here's his handle. Check out some of his content there.
As women.
And top comment here says, so many languages this queen decided to speak. Facts. It can all be so simple. This Western part of the world has become too individualized. I'd agree. Somebody else here says, how come no one asks white women this question? People like this who leave questions like this obviously don't expose themselves to others like online spaces. Like they'll say, we never see this. Your algorithm probably doesn't show you this. They're having the exact same conversations too. This next commenter says, this exists. I think the problem be men aren't ready for their roles. Stop it. But want a woman who is. It'll always be a disconnect, but I agree with Cheryl 100%. I'm she girl, we do exist. Where is he? So she's saying she's that woman. Most women believe they're that woman. And here's the other elephant in the room that we have to acknowledge is the sooner you realize this as a woman and you don't wait to later on in your life to finally realize it, then the better it'll be for you. Somebody else here added, they're not going to repeat this on the relationship podcast. Here's another person who says they're about to tear you up, Cheryl. No, we ain't. She's correct. Jesse Wu. This is a modern woman, right? I don't. Jessie Wu was 100%, unless if she's maybe she's changed her mind, but she was 100% the same rhetoric when it was coming from a man, Kevin Samuels. I remember she had a big problem with that, but a lot of people have changed their mind and they're sounding a lot like baristas out here, right? Yeah. Listen, that's about it. Of course, I'm curious to know, what do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. I appreciate you always checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pod. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.